What's up guys? Today we're going to be checking out a Hall effect switch from Milktooth. I've worked with Milktooth in the past before. They sent me out some of their sticky rice and dash Hall effect switches to try out on my Wooting. And yeah, if you're unfamiliar with Milktooth, they sell a variety of different keyboard switches. They also have some keycaps here as well, and some keyboards. But yeah, no, they sell a bunch of different switches. You can see here they have just a shit ton of switches that you can choose from on their website. So if you need switches, not just Hall effect, if you need switches in general, you can go ahead and check out Milktooth for those. But today we're going to be taking a look at the world's first ever silent Hall effect switches. There's been quite a few Hall effect switches that have come out. All of them have different sound characteristics. Some of them are factory lubed better than others, but these are actually the first ever silent Hall effect switches. So if you've always wanted to use a Hall effect board, but you thought they were too loud and you wanted something more muted, these might be for you. So we're going to put these in my Wooting and we're going to try them out and really just see how they sound. So yeah, huge shout out to Kevin from Milktooth for sending these out for me to check out. Also, if you've watched any videos of me changing out these switches on my keyboard, you know that I used to have this really cheap switch puller. It's actually right here. I used to use this thing and my fingers would just be absolutely destroyed after taking out all of the switches in my keyboard. So this time around, Kevin actually sent me out a high quality switch puller. And Kevin, if you're watching this, I love you for this. Look how sturdy this is. This is a real switch puller right here. My fingers will have a great time pulling out these switches, unlike last time when I was using this flimsy one. But yeah, no more yapping. Let's get straight to it. I'm actually going to put a sound test right now of my current Wooting. Right now I have the Gateron Magnetic Jade Pros in my Wooting. And if you didn't watch my video of me modding this Wooting to this clean black minimalistic look, I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. But yeah, these are the Gateron Magnetic Jade Pros with the Tofu Redux case and some blank PBT keycaps. So yeah, let's do a quick sound test. In case you're curious, these are the full specs of the silent switch. These silent switches here are called the Dove and they're by Haimu. Supposedly they are factory lubed. This is what they look like. You have a boxed stem and they're very smooth as well. So yeah, I don't really feel any scratchiness whatsoever, but we'll see when we put it in the board. Sometimes I regret actually getting blank keycaps because I wish I could just take these off and just throw them on my table and just like worry about the order that they go in later. But I really can't do that with blank keycaps. I kind of have to make sure that I know where they go. Taking off the keycaps was the easy part. Now we have to actually like take off the switches, which is the tedious part. Of course, you have to remove 5 screws. Make sure we keep track of those. Now we need to separate the PCB from the plate. Technically, you don't actually have to do this, but it makes removing the switches a little bit easier. Man, I can't wait to check out the Wooting 60 V2 when it comes out. Hopefully I'm able to get my hands on that. That's supposed to come out Q4 of this year, so later this year. That'll be exciting. Wooting is just on top, man. Out of all of the Hall effect boards I've used, I still love my Wooting. Okay, so now that we just have the plate out, this is what it looks like. Now we're going to swap out the switches with our new sturdy little switch puller, which should make things a lot easier. Oh, my fingers are saved. That's so easy. Look how easy they're coming out. Oh, I was actually not looking forward to this part, but it's so easy with the switch puller. Yo, Kevin, you're a lifesaver. No joke, we have to be grateful for Kevin, everyone. You need a Kevin in your life. More specifically, you need one of these switch pullers in your life. But yeah, no, separating the plate from the PCB does help loosen up these switches a lot. because they're not latched onto the PCB as well. But yeah, no, I'm interested to see how these switches are going to sound. I mean, it's not like the loudness of my Wooting ever bothered me. I actually like the sound. If it's significantly quieter, then it's definitely good for those of you who want a Hall effect keyboard, but you also don't want to create a bunch of noise. Then this is perfect for those people. Okay, let's pop these switches in. Also, I feel like I took those switches out in record time, by the way. I don't think I've ever done it that fast. But yeah, silent switches have existed for regular keyboards for pretty much forever now. But this is the first time we're getting a silent Hall effect switch, which is actually pretty surprising to me because I would have thought that these would have been a thing a long time ago. But I guess not. But yeah, guys, make sure you buy enough. The Wooting 60HE has 61 keys. And these sell in a pack of 10. I forgot to mention the price, by the way. Currently, they're $6.79 USD for a pack of 10. That's apparently 15% off from the $8. But yeah, make sure you're getting enough. So since the Wooting has 61 keys, you want to get 7 packs of 10. Because if you only get 6, you're going to be short 1. So don't make that mistake. I hope I like the way these sound because I really don't want to take apart this board again and switch them back or anything. If these sound good and the Hall effect works properly, I'm just going to keep these in my board. Let's now put the PCB back on and then put it in the case and reassemble the entire thing. So let's get to it. Screws are all in. Now we just have to put on the keycaps. Oh my god, I just spoiled it for myself. I pressed down some of the keys. It's definitely quieter. It's like a muted sort of sound. I mean, you guys will hear later in the sound test, but it's a muted sort of sound. It's kind of like feathery. Like like the switch feeling is very soft, if that makes sense. Like the bottom out. Very cushiony feeling. It almost feels tactile, as weird as that sounds. Alright guys, the entire board has been put together. Now the only thing left to do is to do a sound test and to test if the Hall effect is still working properly. So yeah, let's start with the sound test. Alright guys, that was the sound test. I'm not gonna lie, pretty insane. Actually a huge difference in terms of the sound. I was not expecting it to sound that much more dampened, to be honest. And yeah, it's definitely a lot quieter, as you can tell. So I mean, the keyboard seems to be working, but we're gonna pull up a visual. There we go. We have a little visual indicator here on the Wootility website, so we can just make sure that it's working. Yeah. Alright, it seems to be working completely fine. Let me try it on another key maybe. Seems to be working as intended. As you can see, as I'm feathering the key, it's following it well. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That is the world's first ever silent Hall effect switch, the Dove switch by Haimu. Again, if you want to check it out, I'll leave all of the relevant links in the description below to the Milktooth website where you can find this switch. Yeah, again, huge shout out to Milktooth for sending this out for review. And yeah, shout out to my boy Kevin for giving me an actual switch puller so that my fingers didn't have to die this time around. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Pretty cool. I would say if you want a silent Hall effect board, like if you find that regular Hall effect switches are too loud for you, this is definitely worth checking out if you want a quieter typing experience and just a softer feeling keyboard. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.